What is it? Sorry,
Glen Academy.
Glen Academy.
Yes.
Okay. So tell me this, Camille, have you started your common application yet?
Yes, I have started. It's pretty much done, except for I'm still tweaking my essay a little bit. Like I have it
Okay.
in there, but it's a
Yeah.
big one.
Revise and edit and polish and keep going so you feel like you're confident with it. So that's great.
Yes.
Then on the other college side, so you have the Common App side and then you have the college list side. Have
Yeah.
you looked through those colleges to see how many have supplemental essays?
I have for most of them. There's a couple more I recently added that I need to go through. Um,
Okay, perfect.
but UGA has one, and I've started their essay, and then Georgia Tech also has one. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So I know UGA has an early action deadline of this Tuesday.
Yes.
Where are you standing on that?
I'm looking to complete my application by that deadline. I have the UGSA. I'm just gonna revamp it, make sure it's where I want it to be, and then fill out their remaining things. I have my recommenders added, and then I believe that's all. I plan to have it done by Tuesday.
Okay, so one of the things you just have to have your application submitted by Tuesday, and then the recommenders and other materials, you actually have about a week to get all that other information in. I just had the deadline. I was just talking with the student. Hold on one second. So
Okay.
for Georgia, it's the 22nd. So you have a
Okay.
couple extra days in there to finagle to make sure that your test scores are sent, anything else that you want in for materials deadline. So
Okay. Great.
awesome.
Good to know.
So this is what I can go through kind of the things that I offer. So definitely going through your Common App. So I'll just request your username and password. And then behind the scenes, I can go in and just look specifically at your activity section will be really important. I
Okay.
just worked with a student this morning, just cleaning up the activity section, making sure that students don't know that they can use abbreviations. It doesn't have to be in full sentences. So making sure that we jam pack as much as we can into the activity section, because
Okay.
besides your GPA and your test
Hello?
scores, they're going to look at your activities and your essays.
Yes.
So those are
Carter
the things that
was
we definitely
Harvin.
want to make sure are stand out for
He was
you.
our head and neck
So just
Okay.
making sure
guy.
I'll go in behind and clean up
Oh
some of
yeah,
those just to make
I
sure that
wanted
they're
to get.
ready.
He had that
And
lymph
then
node in the
if you
middle of
want
his
to send
chest.
over
I was a
your
little.
essay,
I
I
wanted to
can
get
revise,
another
edit,
pet
and
in
polish that
3 months
so we
on
make sure
him.
that we're
What
perfect
of it?
and we are ready to
Yes.
submit that.
Okay.
And
Understood.
then I can
Now
just go
Michael
through,
Carter, we want to
if when we
do
schedule another time, if
March
we
of
decide to move
2025
forward, we'll
with a
schedule
pet
another
on
Zoom
him
time
too.
where we can share our screen.
Yep.
You
Okay.
can pull up the Common App and we can kind of walk through some of those other colleges that don't have deadlines of Tuesday. So we have
Yes.
time to kind of work on some of those other areas and questions that they have.
Okay.
But this is getting close to crunch time. So it's going to be really important that we follow through on deadlines, making sure that everything is in by the time we need it to be in and completed by. But it sounds like you're a very responsible student, so that doesn't sound too big of an
Yeah.
issue.
Not at all.
Well, and from what I gather, and this is from talking to other parents of kids that
Yes.
are a couple years ahead of it, went through this process. You're right. She is a very responsible student. Although it seems like with this college application thing, sometimes, yeah, having that extra hand there or accountability is kind of like a necessary thing because there's
It
just so
is.
much going on. Now, what do you do in terms of like scholarship applications and managing that or helping to find scholarships, say, for instance? Do you do anything there?
So for the actual finding of
Mm,
scholarships, I'm not too involved. If you have a scholarship you want to apply to, I can help work with that. But as
hmm
far as going out and researching them for you, it's very time consuming. So I
hmm
can kind of help guide you. I know that Niche is another website I send a lot of kids to. There's lots of scholarships on there that you can apply to.
hmm
But specifically going to your community and looking at like specific businesses
hmm
and partnerships that are offering them is usually the best way to go when it comes to that.
Good
hmm
to know.
Okay. Okay. I'm trying to think what else. Now this site niche. This is a scholarship search type site, but it's kind of a self
It's
do it
kind of
yourself.
like a catch-all for colleges, and they
Mm-hmm.
have a scholarship kind of section that you can go to and look through different scholarships that are offered. You know, for
Mm-hmm.
merit, it can be for volunteering. They have all sorts of things on there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've looked into the niche scholarship and I've applied for that one.
Okay,
So
great.
yeah.
Yeah, that's usually where I send kids to.
Okay.
And then besides that, it's really looking inside your own community, just trying to find out. Like I know some of the American Legions offer scholarships. So just kind of looking in those hidden areas in your own community that are offering scholarships is another great way. But again, it just depends on how much time you want to put into these individual scholarships and what the money is, if it's worth it for you to spend all the time looking and navigating, you know, for the amount of money that they're offering. It's really,
Mm-hmm.
it's individual.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. So, you mentioned about doing the application review, um, and Camille will share her log with that. Uh, what else did you mention as action stuff we need to do as well?
The essay is going to be really important because that is part of the Common App. So we need to
Mm-hmm.
get her essay revised, edited, and polished so we can submit that by Tuesday with her Common App. And then
Okay.
we have a little bit of time to quickly send in test scores, and all the other actionable items that they'll need. So once you submit the Common App, you have a portal that UGA will send you, and you'll log into your specific portal, and it kind of has a to-do list of all the extra items that you're going to need to have in. And every college does that. So you'll have all these different portals for different colleges and universities to kind of keep up with making sure that you have everything submitted by those due dates.
So, do we need to, again, you mentioned this kind of crunch time for the UGA timeline for Tuesday. Do we need to plan on, engaging with you two, three more times like this, like uh before then kind of
Yeah,
deal?
so
Yeah.
from here, after the introductory call, I have an agreement that just goes through everything that we talked about on the phone discussed.
Mm-hmm.
It also incorporates my fee. So I charge 150 per 60-minute session face to
Mm-hmm.
face.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have $100 essay and Common App kind of on
Yeah.
my own time, billable
Yeah.
hours that I just keep
Sure.
track of. So I don't
Mm-hmm.
have to be face to face with her. I can kind of do that behind the scenes late at night or early in the
Mm-hmm.
morning, those kinds of
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
And it just goes over everything that I'll cover on that. And once you look through that agreement, send it back to me. We can schedule times to get on the schedule for Camille and I to make sure that we have everything ready to go by Tuesday.
Okay. You anticipate some a weekend session might be needed?
For
Or
sure, for
yeah,
Tuesday,
for sure. Okay.
definitely.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Is
we're
that
gonna
just like a
have to
yeah, is that a
definitely get some
DocuSign
time in.
thing? Is that like a DocuSign thing, the agreement that you have?
It's just you just look, review it, print it out, sign it, and send it back to me. Just
Okay.
very basic.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. If you want to send that to me
I can
and
send that over right now. You can take a look at it, review it, and if you feel
hmm
comfortable and ready to go, just send that right back via email. And then Camille, I can text you and we can just figure out some times. Are you off of school?
Yes,
yeah,
for the next
schools are
15
closed
to
today.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
I know schools.
You're off. Okay. Wow. I forgot.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're off yesterday, today, tomorrow, and then schools are also off on Monday because of Columbus Day. Are you off on Monday as well?
Yes, I am.
Okay, perfect. So we have some time to get some, actually it works out in your favor for this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
So,
So
Camille, do you have Camille's phone number?
I do not. Do you want to give that to me, Camille?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes, I can.
Okay.
It's 912
912
771
771
9161.
9161. Perfect.
Yes.
And then as soon as I have the agreement back, I will send a text message over to you and we can schedule a couple times from tomorrow all the way through Monday to make sure that we have everything ready to submit.
Yes. Okay.
That
Sounds
sound
good.
good?
Yes.
Okay. Any other questions you have?
Um, not on my end. Dad?
So, and again, you know, just to be clear, so you're gonna give her you want to give her your login thing for the Commons? Well,
Yes.
I'm gonna sign this form here soon, so
Okay.
we'll do that. Yeah. And then yeah, so she can start reviewing it, and yeah, as needed. Like tomorrow for me, you know, if I need to be on any calls or anything like that, I mean, I can always kind of, you know, if you know, send me a link and I can be a part of the discussion too, or if mom needs to be there, yeah. So.
Great. So
Hmm.
usually we'll set up a time, Camille and I can Zoom, and I always send follow-up emails directly after a meeting, everything that we accomplished and any to-do tasks for Camille and for myself are always going to be on that update. So we're
Hmm.
all on the same page and everybody knows what is due when, everything that we
Hmm.
got accomplished, and then our goals for the next meeting will be on there as well. Just so we
Okay.
keep everything documented and very clear for parents also, because you all are very important piece of
Okay.
this whole process as well. So,
Okay.
and is your family everyone is on the same page as far as your college list and where you're applying? Is that everybody on the same page for that?
I
There's
you
some
know,
bump.
the whole, yeah, yeah. I'm not so keen on her going up to Atlanta for various reasons. So the whole Georgia Tech and Emory thing, I've voiced some pretty strong opposition to that. But I, am I curious to see, you know, what kind of, you know, number one, her admissions, and then maybe what kind of scholarships and that kind of thing she could get. Yeah, but those are lower priority for me. I think honestly, even though she states, you know, smaller schools as her preference, she's gonna do she's gonna do well regardless of where she goes. Um, Honestly, I kind of view UGA as kind of a place, big state U. If she can find, you know, everything's there, you know, she'll kind of figure things out. And of course, you know, financially, that's probably going to be like the easiest thing on us too. So I'm pushing
For
hard
sure.
there, but yeah. Hmm.
Okay. Well, perfect. And then Camille, we can kind of discuss some of the other early action schools because a lot of them are also coming up November 1st. So we'll just
Yes.
want to look through those to make sure that those are a priority as well. But yes, definitely navigating all of this together, just making sure that everyone kind of
Let
is
me ask you,
aligned on where we're applying.
speak
Yes.
real quick. One last quick question. You know, because you're a Florida person, so you probably, you know, I did my residency in Gainesville there, so I was at UF for
Yeah.
four
UF.
years, and I
Yep.
I mean, I really liked UF. If I hadn't spent the time there, it probably wouldn't be on my radar as a school for her. But, and I just know in general, Florida schools are very competitive because they can kind of barely, from what I gather, barely kind of take care of their own students. You
Right.
know, how realistic is it to get, in and to get a good like package and that kind of thing from like a UF, even for like a good out of state student?
So that's a really good question. So you have to remember colleges are a business and they are
Hmm.
trying to create their freshman class as best that they can, right?
Hmm.
So they're trying to make sure that they fill the buckets that they need to bringing in a class, especially with all the early action. It's hard for them because they have thousands of applications. Then
Hmm.
they have to, and they admit a certain amount, expecting this amount to come into the school. So as far as out-of-state students coming in, it's definitely going to be challenging. With your grades, you're within the mark of, I would say, targeted for you to be able to get in. I wouldn't say it's likely, but
Hmm.
you're within kind of a target to be applying to those schools. And then for financial, it really just depends on where she falls with the incoming class. So it's
Hmm.
not a for
Yep.
sure answer I could give you.
Hmm.
I wish
But
I
the
had a better answer.
but the admission rates are pretty, pretty
They're
small for out of
steep.
state. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
they are. Yeah, they
Hmm.
are for sure. It's definitely competitive. So I don't want to say it's out of the question for you.
Hmm.
I would put you more in a targeted. And so when we spend some more time together, Camille, we'll look at these schools to make sure that we have some likely schools for you. We have some targeted and some stretch schools, just to make sure we get some of those yeses for you, to make sure that we're secure in some of these places for you to go that you would want to go for
Yep.
sure. So that's kind of the part of the process I usually work with kids on a lot before right now, but we're in crunch mode for you. So we're going to have to
Hmm.
move quickly
Okay.
to make sure we get this all in.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So we're gonna kind of condense this all pretty quick.
Okay. Fair enough. Okay.
All right. Well, listen, from here, I will email that agreement over to you. And as soon as I have it back, Camille, you can expect a text message from me, and then we'll move forward as quickly as we can, getting you scheduled.
Yes. Okay. Sounds
All
good.
Okay.
right.
Okay.
All right. Well, it's nice to meet you both.
All
And
right.
I look forward to working with you.
Okay.
Nice to meet you.
Okay.
Thank
Take
you.
care. Stay safe.
Okay. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.